evidence means?
Can I say
Yes, sure.
steps?
Steps. Okay, thank you. Others? Anyone has a different opinion of what evidence means?
Can I say
Okay.
beginning and beginning and the climax and the end?
Okay, thank you. Others? Anyone has a different point? Okay, so let's again. For example, if you said or you told your friend, if you told your friend that yesterday I got 20 of 20 marks in the math test. So your friend does not believe what you said. So he's asking for evidence. He tells you, what is the evidence that you got 20 out of 20? So what do you think the evidence will be in this situation? You
The
should
exam
show,
paper.
yeah, that's it. You should show him your test paper that tells him that you already got 20 out of 20. So evidence, this is something that support your point. Support your point or proves that your point is correct. Your point is what again? Is correct. I guess now evidence is clear to all of you. So for example, if I ask the question like, what's your age? How old are you? You will tell me that I'm 9 years old, but I don't believe you. Give me evidence. So what is the evidence?
I'm
Huh?
born in, and I'll say the year.
Yeah, in that year. So you should show me the document, the certificate of birth that show that you already 9 years. This is evidence. Okay. Do you think this dog on the screen is hungry or
But you
not?
can't see the dog. You can't see the screen. No, he's
Uh,
not.
uh, he's not hungry?
No, teacher, he's hungry. No,
W-
mister, he might be. Mister, he
Wait,
might be
wait,
because the bone in his mouth.
wait. One by one. Let me ask Mariam. What do you think here, Mariam?
I think he's not hungry because he's laughing.
He is what?
He's smiling or laughing.
And what about this bone in his mouth?
Teacher, but we can't see the screen. I can't see the screen.
Okay, I'll share it again. But I'm sure that the screen is shared, by the way.
Yes.
Here it is again.
Yes, now I can see.
Okay, Mariam again. What, do you think the dog is hungry?
Yeah.
Yes, the dog is hungry. What evidence? What evidence you have here that show the dog is hungry?
The bone, the bone in his mouth.
Yes, exactly. So the bone, the bone in his mouth shows that he is hungry. This is what you should do in your comprehension answers. When you answer a question, you should give me evidence that shows that your answer is correct. From where you will bring this evidence, Ya Abdurrahman. Hi, Abdurrahman. If you answer the question, if you answer the question about a text, okay, about a reading text, but I told you, how do you know that? You should bring evidence. From where will you get the evidence?
From the story.
Exactly from the text. Let's say the text, not the story. So you should bring, yeah, the evidence from where? From the text. Okay. Okay. Read يا
Okay.
حلا. حلا
It's all
read.
very well answering a reading comprehension question correctly, but how do we prove that the answer is actually correct?
So this is what we want to know. We want to know what ya حلا here, that we prove that the answer is what is
Correct.
actually correct, complete.
I want you to imagine a really annoying person who shouts, "Prove it," every time you give an answer.
Okay, you want to imagine a really annoying answer. So you should bring some kind of evidence from the text that show that he is angry. So prove your answer. How can I prove my answer? Using evidence. Okay, Rodina, complete reading.
And
يلا يا Rodina.
honesty has a long above it, waves filling the wind seemed to circle it. The solitary house appeared
Solitary.
a house appeared to town over the countryside, surrounded it.
Thank you. Layla, complete.
Wispy cobwebs hung in its windows. It looked like they had accumulated over some time. The wooden door hung on its rusty hinges.
Yeah, this word, Jalala, is accumulated. Accumulated. Accumulated.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Do I
Sure.
complete?
No, thank you. Guys, I'll give you less than a minute, 30 seconds to reread this short paragraph quickly because we have some discussion about the paragraph. Mute your mics, please, all, and start reading.
I'm done. Mustard.
Yes,
What is the meaning of accumulated and hinged?
I'll answer them.
I finished.
Okay. Okay.
I finished.
Here, yeah, thank you. The text says a misty haze. Haze, it's like a kind of like a cloud. Okay. Above it, whistling. The wind seems to circle it. This solitary house. Solitary means like abandoned house. Abandoned, which means alone, so the house is alone, appear to tower over the countryside surrounded. Wispy cobweb hung in its wind somewhat. Cobwebs, wispy, it's like wet, in windows. It looked like they had accumulated over. Accumulated over, it means one above the other. One above the other, like a heap, like a heap, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. All of these layers above each other we say as accumulated. Like the trash, if there is a lot of trash on the street, you say the trash is accumulated. It means it's one above the other. The wooden door hung on its rusty from the word rust, hinge. This is the knob we use to open the door. You know, how do we open the door? Using the knob. This is the tool by which we move it up and down to open the door. A question here. Do you think the house is deserted? Let's ask Khalid. Do you think, ya Khalid? No, you don't need to raise your hand because I'm selecting names from my list here. Yalla ya Khalid, do you
Yes.
think here the house is deserted? You know what deserted means?
Yes.
Yeah, from the word desert. Deserted means like the same meaning as alone or abandoned. You said yes. Khalid, answer is yes. The question ends here. No. Support your answer using evidence from the text. Ammar. Thank you, Khalid. Ammar, where is the evidence in the text? We want to prove now our answer that it's correct, that the house is deserted. How did we know?
Because the evaporation made the house be cobweb.
Number number one, wispy cobweb. So there is what, ya shabab, here? Wispy cobweb. What else?
and
Thank,
accumulated.
thank you. Mariam again. What evidence, ya Mariam, here shows that the house is deserted?
The solitary house appeared to tower.
Yes, excellent. He said here solitary house. And the word solitary means that the house is what? Abandoned or alone. Great. Thank you, Mariam. Abdurrahman. Is there any evidence again?
Rusty hints.
Excellent. If it's rusty hinge, the word is hinge with a j sound, not hang with a g sound.
Hinge.
Yeah, hinge. So this is rusty hinge. It means, rusty means very old, right? And Ammar also said the word accumulated. Okay, Abdurrahman, thank you. All right, so now we already proved our answer, that the answer is yes. Okay, ready, Hal, again? The answer here is what?
The answer is, I think the house is deserted. I
Yeah,
know this because in the text it says wispy cobwebs hung in its windows.
thank
But
you. Thank you, ya Hala. Rodina, read.
Yes. I enter.
It,
Sorry.
it
It
locked.
like they had gone over some time.
And
The
also,
wooden door hugged on its right sides.
yes, this is the third evidence that the wooden door hung on its rusty hinges. Thank you, ya Rodina. Great. What comes after I proved my answer? I should explain the point. So the three steps here for any question that ask you in that way, like how do you know? Or a question that says explain your answer. Explain your answer. Any question that wants to show our understanding about the text, we must answer in that way. How? Number one, find the answer. Step two, prove it. How can we prove it? We said by the evidence. Okay. And after that, step three is explain the evidence. How we explain the evidence? By telling how this evidence shows that my answer is correct. Let's read, Ya Layla. Here.
That the example that we just seen provides events to support your answer. However, there is something missing and an explanation. Think
Yeah,
of
so what is missing here? The
explanation.
explanation. Yeah, here is the answer. My answer is I think it is deserted. Number two, step two is what? Prove it. How we prove it? By using evidence from the text. Step three is to explain your answer. Read here, Ya Layla.
Here is an example of how we can explain it to the previous answer.
Yes, here is the question. And until here, we already answered in the previous page. So we will read from where, Ya Layla? From explain it. Yeah, we already identified that the house is deserted, and we found some evidence from the text that it's wispy cobwebs hung in windows, and it's accumulated over the time, and the wooden door hung on its rusty hinges. This is the evidence. Now we should explain this evidence, how the three parts of evidence we identified from the text show that my answer is correct. So explain your answer. Read the red lines. يلا يلا.
This tells me that the house had not had anyone living in it for quite some time because cobwebs tend to be cleaned up if someone lives there. Also, if someone was living there, they would have replaced the rusty hinges on the door.
Yeah, so what we did here in the explanation part, we explained every evidence we found. The first evidence here tells me that the house had not had anyone living in it for quite some time. How did we know that nobody is living there? Number one, he said cobwebs tend to be cleaned up if somebody is living there. This is correct because cobwebs will be accumulated only if the house is deserted or nobody lives there. The second evidence, if someone was living there, they would have replaced the rusty hinges on the door. This is correct as well, because when we said the rusty hinge is evidence, so why this is evidence? How this support that the house is deserted? Because logically, if somebody lives in this house, he would have changed these rusty hinges. Okay, I hope this part is clear. Let's take another example. Okay, read يا Khalid. The box here in the box.
Okay. Judy's heart raced as she sprinted out of the school gates, clambering into her mom's car. She shuffled around impatiently. Her mind wandered as she pictured the wedding tables, and questions tumbled into her mind.
Thank you, Ammar. Complete.
Which horse would she be given to ride? What would be what would the lesson involve? What would she be able to practice jumping in today's lesson? What do you think?
Your voice has gone.
But
Yeah, thank you. So, ya shabab, again, let's reread this text here. Okay, again. So, we want to answer this question. The question says, how do you know that Judy was excited about her riding lesson? Support your answer using evidence from the text. I'll give you a minute to find evidence from the text that shows that she was excited about her riding lesson. Okay? The task is clear.
Yes.
What should you do is to read the text in the box here again and to answer this question. We will discuss the answer after you finish. Don't write your answers. Don't send your answers. You don't need. This is a discussion question. Yes. Start now. You have a minute.
I said,
Okay. Keep quiet.
do I send that?
Others, keep quiet. If you finished, keep quiet. Others want to think. Okay, time is over. Let's start with Mariam. What do you think, Mariam? How do you know that Judy was excited about?
Judy's heart raced as she sprinted out of the school gates, and she shuffled around impatiently. Teacher, there is no sound.
Teacher, I can't hear you.
Me too, I can't hear you.
I made it.
Teacher, there is no sound.
Mr. The screen not change.